Welcome to the Fermented Homestead. If you're new here, my name is Anna, and on this channel, I'm sharing our journey of learning how to turn our home into a homestead. Today is, in real time, it is Christmas Eve. And you can see here, the time is wrong. Oh, that says PM. Hold, please. Got it fixed. It was set to AM instead of PM, so it was 12 hours off. It is Christmas Eve. You're going to be seeing this on Christmas Day. I don't know if this is technically the last day of Vlogmas, but we'll probably end up doing a video tomorrow just because. We haven't celebrated Christmas in many years, and so, of course, hubby has to work on both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So, Malachi and I decided, what do we want to do together? We're going to go watch Avatar. So we're going to go to the movie theater for the first time. Honestly, I think it's the first time since, I don't think I've been to a theater since Robert and I got married. I could be wrong on that. Maybe we went to something and I just can't remember it, but it's not a normal thing that we do. According to the internet, the theater that we're going to be going to is one of those super cushy, comfy ones that have like the lounge chairs that like the recliners that like stretch back. That should be fun. In the meantime, we need to go check on the ducks, let them out, check on the chickens, keep them enclosed, and then get waters to everybody. Then we're gonna come back inside and cook a tasty lunch. Oh, I forgot to mention, the whole point I was showing you this, it's a balmy 16 degrees. It's warming up out there. I am not somebody who's able to handle cold weather very well. I think I've made that clear in the last couple of vlogs. I'm trying. I used to handle cold very well. I used to prefer the cold until when I lost a bunch of weight, got down to my goal weight. I'm sure something happened within my body, something shifted or something, and ever since then I've not been able to handle the cold. But even when I gained weight back, I did not regain my ability to handle the cold. So we get bundled up around these pots. So I skipped a day vlog. You might have noticed I was missing a video, and it was because I just got overwhelmed and I couldn't keep up. So I think we're doing pretty good though. Like, I'm gonna end up, I started Vlogmas a day early, so technically you're still getting 24 out of 25 videos. Because I missed 2 days, but we got an extra day in the beginning, so I'm going to count that in the win column here. Anyways, the hose was frozen completely solid, and so yesterday my son was not able to make it to work. I made him go bucket brigade the waters for all the animals. So today I'm going to brave the wilds of the outside world. I'm such a pansy. It is crazy out here. It's so bright. I've been in my cave. That's sad. Okay, so got the buckets filled up, got the hose re-emptied, realized this hose I need to also bring inside. I can't see anything, it's so bright. So let's go ahead and spread this water out and then come back for the hoses. Cat just got a mouse. Good boy. Now they're like, where's my mouse? Oh, that's too cute. Hopefully those lids are going to help me not spill as much while I'm dragging this. I totally thought that mouse was dead earlier. That's the thing about cats. Sometimes they play with the mice so much that they get away. They don't actually eat them or kill them. Sometimes they do. The little pond thing they usually have, the little blue pond is frozen solid, and then the backup pond they had in there is also frozen solid. Like, and that one's plastic, so I can't even throw it on the ground to break it up. So I gotta find something else to put their water in. So let's go ahead and take care of the chickens and come back with a little food for the ducks. that sucks. I got this filled back up after spillage. So let's go take care of the chickens. Chickens still had plenty of food left over from yesterday. I'll go in there and feed them one more time before we head to the movies this evening. So I'm just gonna go drop this food off at the ducks. I'll see you inside. Brought both the hoses in, so hopefully tomorrow's and later's watering will go a little smoother. I've already gotten started with lunch, and I'm gonna make sort of like a shashuka. It's something that Tangi over at Fermented Homestead served me when I went to her place, and it was divine. So I'm gonna cook up the ground beef, drain off the fat, add just a little bit more. I'm gonna cook it up in this low carb sauce, and then we're gonna put some eggs on top of it. So it's not traditional by any stretch, but it's a delicious meal. It's delicious, really, it's delicious. 2 meals. It's 1.5 pounds of meat. But in the meantime, I wanna have some kefir. I've not had any milk kefir lately. I've been trying to save it up for a project to have various different examples. But I have way too much in there. I need to start drinking it. And if you hear water in the background, it's because it's below freezing here. We're in the middle of the cold whatever that's been sweeping across the country, so we have our pipes running. So sorry if it's annoying, but oh well. My favorite way to have kefir is simply just to drink it and add these flavored kind of stevia, you know, no calorie sweeteners. You ready? It's charged, so it's probably gonna pop. Yeah. So, for those of you who might not know, milk kefir has the highest probiotic count of any naturally fermented food on earth. So this stuff is worth your time. It's different than yogurt. Both are good. I do both. I make both. But this is like the one. If I could pick any fermented food on the face of the planet and I had to stick with it for the rest of my life, it would be milk kefir made with raw milk. Sometimes I'll keep the whey on top. Sometimes I'll dump it off. Today I dumped it off. I don't usually dump it off, but I just kind of felt like it. It's been a while since I've had any kefir, so I'm looking forward to this. I usually do like 2 to 3 dropperfuls. I'll link an Amazon link for this below, and I got my milk kefir grains from Etsy. So just go on Etsy and look it up and see what you can find. This is a delightfully thick batch though. I need to get a spoon so I can incorporate the flavor. We're all cooked off. I'm just gonna drain off the fat. It's just a little more than I'm comfortable with. I'm perfectly happy dumping this off, replacing it with a little bit more of a good clean grass-fed fat and like some kind of a broth to sort of thin it out. The other reason is just because it's icky fat. It's Walmart, pretty low quality meat. Tallow / marrow that I harvested off the top of some beef broth that I made recently. Put probably like, I don't know, it's probably not even a tablespoon back in. Let it melt. When you're doing low carb, keto, carnivore, ketovore, that sort of thing, fats are definitely important, but good high quality fats are very important and not just any old crap. If you can help it. If you can't help it, don't drain it off. You know, just do the best you can with what you got. Doing like low carb, keto, all those other things I mentioned earlier, you know, your satiation is in the fat. I know that a lot of vegan circles say that fat is not satiating. You're dumb. I'm sorry, but it is. It is way more satiating than potatoes. Good quality, high quality animal fats, I should say. Vegetable oils are nothing. Now we're gonna just pour this on top here. Whole thing. This whole jar is 25 grams of net carbs and 30 grams of regular. So, you know, even if I did finish the whole thing, the world wouldn't end, but it's a lot. These jars are fantastic for, I keep ferments in there. I keep dehydrated foods. You know, it's great. I keep like spices when I open when I get the spices from Azure, they come in like the 1 pound packs. And they're great to unload into one of these, and then, you know, that's a lot of what's on that shelf over there. So don't throw those away. Especially now with everything coming down the pike, you're gonna wish you didn't throw away your glass jars. So it looks like hubby might have taken the broth I thought was in the fridge in here. So I need to go out to the garage, grab some more BRB. While I was out there, I was like, oh, I'll pull a roast out. And I have a tri-tip roast out there that I bought. I showed you guys a while back. I did a carnivore haul, and I got that. And I grabbed that out of the freezer, set it on top of the freezer to open the fridge to grab this. I think I got sidetracked because everything in my fridge was frozen because it's so cold out there. And then I left it out there, so now I need to go back out there and get more. So let's go ahead, thin this out a little bit. Don't want to go crazy. Get this all stirred up. And we're gonna let this simmer for probably 10 minutes, just to let all of the flavors kind of meld together. This would also be a great place to add liver if you want to, but I forgot to thaw any, so I'm not gonna do that today. I'm trying to have some good healthy vegetables in my life. I love them, but they hate me and they want to kill me. Literally, like that's what they do. Oxalates, and phytates, lectins, cyanide. All kinds of crazy ways your plants are trying to kill you. Which is why I ferment them. Simmer this for about 20 minutes before we add our eggs on top. Most people just crack the egg in there. I like to keep the yolk separate so it'll be nice and liquidy by the time I'm ready to use it. So we're gonna use a couple of duck eggs, a couple of chicken eggs. We're just gonna, whatever we got here that's kind of clean. If I'm separating eggs out by hand, which is pretty much the only way I do it, after I touch the shell, I like to wash my hands before I separate it out, depending if I'm going to be cooking the yolk. If I'm cooking the yolk, I don't care. But if I'm not cooking the yolk, which is almost always, then I wash my hands because like the shells are gross and I don't want to touch the, you know. I'm going to cook this for a little while longer with the lid on. And then once the whites are pretty solidified, I'm just going to add this to it afterwards. So I don't like to cook the yolks. Most people that I see do like shredded Parmesan or something like that, but this is just what I have. And then I have this yogurt cheese. This is one that I strained for a different purpose a few days ago, and it wasn't ready in time, so I ended up using yogurt and then continued to strain this until it kind of got to a cottage cheese sort of texture. So I'll just use a little bit of that. And about half of the egg yolks. Because this is just half of what I cooked. And then we're gonna try the kimchi cucumbers that we made together the other day. Like I said earlier, it's Christmas Eve. Made these on the 12th, so they're 12 days old. The recipe said to ferment them for 7 days. I think it said 5 to 7 days or 7 to 10 days, something like that. Anyways, we're over, and I don't care. So I'll get the weight out. I'm just gonna grab like a pickle. All right, this is soft. But it's not. Ooh. 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 It's crunchy. It looks so soft. Whew. It's salty. But I got it out of a book, so I can't link the recipe for you, but I will link the book. Oh my gosh. This is so good. Oh, I was hoping, but not expecting that. This is so delicious. Okay, so I did not, oops, I did not eat off of the fork, so I can dip back in here and grab the rest of what I'm gonna have for lunch today. While this is delicious, I wanna let it go ahead and ferment for just a little bit longer. I'm gonna let this go for probably another week, and then we'll check on it again and see how the flavors have developed. But in the meantime, I'm gonna eat my lunch. This is a great way to be able to get some fermented foods in. We have the cheese, which is technically fermented food, especially the one that I have is a very sharp cheddar that has been aged so long that the lactose is no longer in there. We have our yogurt cheese made from raw milk yogurt, and what else did I have here? We have our kimchi, and then I also have, I didn't mention it, but I have chicken broth. This is just regular chicken broth that we made together the other day. Really, that's it. I mean, you can add whatever you like. We had the kefir earlier today. If you have these fermented foods on hand, and if you kind of make them in your spare time, you have them on hand and you can just grab little bits and pieces here and there and add amazing amounts of flavor and umami to your dish, help to make your foods just that much healthier, that much more delicious, and that much more gut friendly, which for me personally, that is my main goal. That's what I'm bringing you along, sharing with you the process that I'm working through to improve my gut, to heal myself from SIBO, and lose weight and just get generally healthier and a healthier gut. I have a pretty good amount of knowledge as far as fermented foods and ways to heal the gut. It's just a matter of actually putting all of that knowledge into practice. And the way you do that is what I'm doing right here. Just every single meal that you have, incorporating these things in, inoculating your gut with some amazing, fantastic, various different types of fermented foods, fibers. Well, fibers are not my friend, but they might be your friend if you can digest them. So I hope that you guys are enjoying following along with me on Vlogmas. Tomorrow is the last day. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic Christmas and you guys are getting to spend time with your families, or just having another day if you don't celebrate like we didn't prior to this year. If you guys have any tips or things that you enjoy adding to your foods in order to make it healthier, add more probiotic foods to it, let us all know down below. We would love to learn from you. Thanks for following along with me as I'm sharing my process of pursuing gut health, as well as all of my homesteading shenanigans. If you want to keep doing that, make sure you click the subscribe button right here. This is what tells YouTube you want to come back here. Up here is a video that Mr. Google Pants thinks you're going to enjoy. Right here is my last Vlogmas video, and then up here is the Vlogmas playlist where you can check out all of the awesomeness for all of December, for all the fermenting fun and Vlogmas fun. Peace out, sauerkraut.